Hey guys, it's Masatonic. I'm bilingual harukist. 皆さん、こんにちは。バイリンガルハルキストのマサトニックです。Haruki Murakami, book guide short story 42, Confessions of a Shinagawa Monkey. So in this book, I'd like to talk about Confessions of a Shinagawa Monkey. It's kind of including some funny part, but it's really interesting story. So as you can see, that one. This photo may be related to this story, Shinagawa Monkey. It's really kind of cute one. But anyway, so let's get started. As always, this video consists of 3 parts: first overview and the second story, and third deep reading or reading tips from me. So first overview. This work is contained in the short story collection, First Person Singular, published in 2021 April. So actually, English version is just released this year, just a few months ago. But anyway, is this a very interesting or kind of, how to say, very strange book title, isn't it? First Person Singular. And as you can imagine, this book included this book's each short stories, actually in total 8 stories included, including this one, Confessions of Ashinaga Monkey. It's were all written in first person singular. So in other words, it's go with I. And in the Japanese original text, I could have many other way to put it. Boku, watashi, ore. But basically, in Murakami's case, boku or watashi. But still, there is some gap between boku and watashi. But in a way, maybe English is much more recommended. Just start with I. But anyway, so it's some kind of those settings is set in each works contained in this book. And this one, A Confession of Shinagawa Monkey, is one of them. And maybe from that title, as you can imagine, in last video or previous video, I introduced a Shinagawa Monkey. So same type, kind of how to say, same character or same existence featured in both 2 works. So in a way, we could say this work, Confessions of Shinagawa work, Shinagawa Monkey, is a kind of a sequel of a Shinagawa Monkey, because those two titles has same name, Shinagawa Monkey. But I say here, kind of is it's maybe I can't say it's 100% a sequel of a Shinagawa Monkey, because of course in both 2 works there's some character named or called a Shinagawa Monkey, and who is very special monkey who could speak in a human language, and also have some very special how to say, talent or skill that very related to the core of this story. But still, there's some settings or how to say, description is, at least to me, slightly different about two novels. So in a way, but same some trait has in common. So in a way, we could call it kind of a sequel of a Shinagawa Monkey. So what kind of story this confession stories is? Second story. Like I said, this work told in first person singular. So protagonist is naturally I, and then this I or a protagonist seems to be like Murakami himself, but not exactly toward Murakami. But this protagonist is supposed to be a writer and who like travel a lot. So in a way, the trait is kind of very similar to Murakami himself, but we're not sure this is a Murakami story or not. But anyway, the protagonist kind of traveling and on the journey, and when he left some station, it's fall and then kind of evening, and it's days it's gradually darker and darker. And he wanted to have a hotel, but during near the station, there's no hotel available. So he searched for much more available hotel, and then he finally found some very kind of old hotel. But he afterward tried out that hotel is not just a hotel; it's have a hot spring. So the the place is kind of, how to say, a hot spring spot. So the hot spring itself is quite nice. So in a way, kind of the protagonist had a kind of lucky choice. And in the hotel, when he enjoyed the hot spring, it's quite nice because nobody is around there because it's so too old. So maybe the protagonist is the only guest at the moment. So he could enjoy such a very nice hot spring by himself. And at that moment, the monkey, the speaking monkey, entered into the bathroom. Excuse me, he's dead. And then, but at that time, our protagonist kind of with such a humid and also very how to say, it's kind of blur because so a lot of boiling water there. So and then due to such a hotness, he's almost it's hard to see what is coming, and then just he told, excuse me. So at first the protagonist didn't realize that is monkey because he told him anyway, and then naturally the conversation had started, and then at some point he found it's not human but monkey, speaking monkey. But of course he's surprised, but the conversation had already started, so that conversation is going on, and then that monkey is kind of really nice monkey. So and then naturally the conversation tends to be, and the monkey it's not a guest, but how to say, a employee of the hot spring hotel, because she checked the temperature of hot water. So in a way, a protagonist asked the monkey after finishing your work, please come to my room with beer, and let's have a kind of talk much more. And then the monkey accepts their offer, and after bath, the monkey brought beer with some snacks and to protagonist's room, and in his room there started some kind of a very small party with beer, and the monkey poured the beer to the protagonist's glass, and then had the chairs, and then they had started the conversation. And during the conversation, he told he was raised in Shinagawa Ward, and with the university professor's house. And that professor is kind of very intelligent person. He liked classical music very much. So with influence of him, this monkey, Shinagawa Monkey, started to like Bruckner's symphony. Especially he likes a Bruckner Symphony No. 7, third movement. And then protagonist said, I prefer the Symphony No. 9, and the Shinagawa Monkey that is also a very beautiful number. So this is a conversation, not like a intelligent person, but there are some kind of writer and also a monkey's conversation. It's kind of very funny moment, I think. And also after that, for some reason, some unknown reason, he left Shinagawa. Maybe this part could remind us of a Shinagawa Monkey story, but some slightly the name of different. But anyway, he left Shinagawa board and moved around everywhere. But in everywhere he he cannot belong to some specific place because he had raised by human, and so he could talk in human language, and of course he can communicate with the monkeys with some monkey language, but the way we're talking in monkey language is slightly strange because there's maybe some influence with human languages. So he cannot belong to a monkey world 100%. And also, of course, he cannot belong to human world, even if he can talk. But in that case, talking ability is not help, but much more source of trouble, because when he talked to a human in the some town, it's kind of huge sensation had brought out. So he couldn't do that kind of things. So he's very lonely, but still said he can stand that loneliness. But there's another huge issue he had. That is his emotion of love. He had a love emotion, but it's not toward to a monkey, but toward to a human female. So it's very complicated situation he had in, because even he had such a very pure and a very strong passion in his mind. That emotion will not lead to him anywhere. So he only just had such emotion in him, and then finally he had some way to way out, and that is storing a female's name. Storing name is a very interesting idea, and very difficult to understand what's that mean. But so of course, and the protagonist asked him what's the meaning of stealing someone's name, and the monkey replied, the stealing name is technically stealing some ID card, like driving license or some name card, and he's stealing that kind of ID from somebody he have in mind. And then with that some item, and he had to concentrate, and gradually there, how to say, in a spiritual way, he had he could have some harmony with that names and the monkeys himself, and then some part of it he can get into his own. So in that way he said stealing somebody's name, and then those who stolen by her name, at least some part, is tend to forget her own name sometime. So such name forgetting a syndrome started. That is a problem, but it's not every time happen. Sometimes happen. So, and in a way, in that way, this Shinagawa monkey stole 7 females' name, and then so that is a confessions of Shinagawa monkey. He had stolen 7 females' name, and but monkey himself kind of regulated the kind of so-called criminal activity, and with the 7 female name, he said he always had satisfied with her the name and the memory. He tried to live by himself. That is a confession of Shinagawa monkey. And the protagonist said that's a very interesting story. And thank you for how to say told the story. And the small drinking party had finished. And next morning, when he want to pay a extra fee of the beer and the snacks, the hotel staff did not recognize it, because we never served the beer and snacks, because we don't have that kind of system. We only have a vendor machine of the of beer, but we don't serve it directly to the guest room. So, and kind of panicked and worried, but protagonist never mentioned about it in detail. So just left the hotel and get back to Tokyo. And a few years passed, and gradually protagonist forgetting about this event. But after a few years, during a professional conversation with a travel magazine's editor, she is a kind of very young and attractive woman. And after a business session, she got a phone call from mobile phone, and she started to, and the protagonist, please go ahead, take a phone, take a call, and she started to have a conversation. But with a few minutes, she had frowned and put on the phone and turned to protagonist and, excuse me, what is my name? And and the protagonist, of course, kind of surprised, but your name is blah blah blah, and she says thank you. And after that, the phone call had ended. Their editor said, "I'm terribly sorry. I'm sometimes forgetting my name in some time," and this made our protagonist very surprised. That is a syndrome, name forgetting a syndrome, and and maybe he sensed Shinagawa monkey's existence, and so he asked her in detail. So did you lost some IDs like driver's license? And she said yes. And where that had happened, and she said it's near in Shinagawa Ward. And wow, it's Shinagawa, so it could be Shinagawa monkeys the activity, but we cannot say, because the Shinagawa monkey who met in Old Hot Spring Hotel, he said with 7 females' name, he already satisfied, and he will not try to steal anymore. But there's this woman apparently stealing driver's license, and maybe some part of her name that because of her name forgetting syndrome. So we are not, so there it could be a reboot of a Shinagawa monkey, but we are not sure it's really that Shinagawa monkeys or any other monkeys, some kind of Shinagawa monkey. We cannot tell. And then with that question, this story ended. This is the story of a confession of Shinagawa monkeys. It's kind of funny part included, but very, very, how to say, interesting way to told. So how should we enjoy it? Deep reading. So let's visit Hot Spring Hotel and have beer. Hopefully there's some monkey, but maybe we cannot meet. But with Hot Spring, it's a really nice way to, how to say, feel relaxed and think about some very big idea, and having a beer it's also nice. And also, let's listen Bruckner Symphony. Do you like Bruckner Symphony? I cannot say I'm like it or not, because yeah, actually I like classical music, but it's much more, how to say, my preference is more popular one, Mozart, Beethoven, Brahms, blah blah blah. But also I recognize Bruckner Symphony, but I'm not so much familiar with. But it's very good timing to expand my music field. So I tried as Shinagawa monkeys. When I read Shinagawa monkey in Japanese text, I listened to Bruckner Symphony, number 7, and especially the third movement. It's really a nice music, I guess. So let's listen to Bruckner Symphony much more. And during that, having hot spring or listening to Bruckner Symphony, let's think about a relationship between two Shinagawa monkey story. Like I said, it's kind of sacred, but it's not directly connected, or slightly monkeys some, how to say, some minor detail, slightly different, I guess. Of course, we can say the Shinagawa monkey is same, and that each story has told a different part of Shinagawa monkey's life, one monkey's life. But But also we can say it's a different monkey story. There is some species who could call A Shinagawa monkey. I don't know, but the how to say, think about the relationship. Those two stories kind of interesting way to read deeply. Right, and that's all from my introduction of this book. I hope this video would make want to read this very interesting story. So like this, I posted 2 to 3 video per week. So I hope yeah you will watch next another video, I hope. So anyway, thank you for watching again, and I would appreciate if you subscribe my channel. So let's see you next video. Until then, see you, bye.